Radio folks, nothing more exciting than having a new barbecue to play with. We've got the OzPig Big Pig here, which is a combination outdoor heater, stove and barbecue, and the oven smoker attachment for it, which turns it into something close to an offset smoker. So going to unbox this, set her up, get it started, get it lit up, cook something, and I'll let you know my thoughts. Okay, so some straight out of the box observations. This thing is solid. So really nice, thick steel, really well built. The legs weigh a ton. There's going to be no problems with stability, I think. Bit of this sort of white residue on some of the steel. I'd say that'd just be part of the finishing process, I guess. So that's what comes in the box for the Big Pig. Then over to here, this is the oven smoker adapter for the Big Pig, and then the oven smoker itself. Only assembly I've done so far is put that temperature gauge on top there. So plenty of cooking racks, diffuser, water pan, which I'll probably just use as drip tray. Looks really cool, really versatile. So anyway, plan is for today, put it together, get it fired up, let it get up to a nice hot temperature. We'll see if we can get it up there a little bit, let that fire back down, and then we'll throw some meat in. Gonna cook some pork scotch for some pulled pork and give it a test out for low and slow. Okay, so we're built. Didn't take long at all. About to fire it up. It's a great looking unit. Absolutely love it. Went together pretty easily. Time to get some wood burning. We're going to run it on some ironbark splits today. Just a bit of kindling here in a box. Built my little tower, and yeah, time to start a couple of fire starters. So our base fire's going nicely. Some splits warming up here, waiting to go on. And in there, we'll just throw in a couple more splits of ironbark. And we've got the heat deflector or the diffuser in, and we're already hitting some nice temps there. So I'm going to start trying to crank it up a little bit more, and then over the next hour I'll just let it ease down and we'll start building up our fire to cook this pork. Alright, we're back here, and it's been a little while. It's gotten hot and it's gotten cold, mainly because it burnt out, because as I'm doing this I'm learning about, well, I've never run an offset smoker. I've run a wood fired heater but not a wood fired stove, so learning as we go. Might actually run this a little bit hotter today just so I don't risk the fire going out again. I'll show you where we're at here in terms of the fire, and if I can use this tool correctly. So I've got those burning pretty hot. Hopefully they'll go down to some denser coals. I was sort of relying on the kindling forming some coals, and that just wasn't giving me enough burn time to get the next sort of log going. But anyway, we've got ironbark in there now. It's pretty well lit up. So what I'm going to do, pressure makes diamonds. We need dinner tonight. They're a couple of 1.5 kilo pork scotches seasoned up with some Smoky Pastures Sweet Dreams. I'll just show you what's going on in here. Gotta say, really like these little clamps. Keep the door very shut. So got the water pan down the bottom, but I'm just using it as a drip tray. I'm not going to put any water in there. It's just gonna, I think it's just going to boil away too quickly. Not really do much to regulate the heat. So 2 shelves, 1 pork scotch for each shelf, and I will rotate the shells halfway through the cook so they sort of cook a bit more evenly. One thing I'm not going to use today is a digital thermometer, just going to use the OzPig as intended, but I do like this little slot here, so you can actually put a probe in the side there if you want to use a temp probe. So anyway, I'm going to put this pork in, and yeah, we'll see how we go. Check in about an hour or so and see how fire management is tracking along. Probably should shut these doors now. So this is what I like to see. Clearly got a nice fire going down here, and just barely visible smoke going on up here, and sitting in a nice temp, a little bit hotter because I'm still learning fire management as I go. Let's open her up, and you can see a couple of nice pork scotches there. Got her pretty full. Pressure makes diamonds. Got to eat dinner tonight. A few of us coming around, so yeah. Alright guys, it's now the 3-hour mark. Got a pretty good system going now. It's going along quite nicely. Let's just open this up, and you can see really nice looking sort of bark formation there. Sugar's really caramelized, so quite happy with that. It's now wrap time, and we're going to wrap it up in some foil with a heap of butter and keep going till it's pull apart tender. And when I say wrap it with a bit of butter, I mean like a whole heap of butter. Yeah. Okay, it's been a couple more hours with everything wrapped up. Been going a little hotter here and a little cooler, as I've just been playing around with a few strategies for fire management. I think these are pretty good. Let's check that internal temp, and of course it's upside down just to be awesome for the video. But yeah, I'm going to call that done. That's probing without any resistance, so we'll get rid of we'll get these out, rest them in the esky for a couple of hours, and I'll give you a look at them when we pull them apart. So fuel source today has been exceptional. Been running ironbark, really dense, bloody nice smelling wood actually. So picked up a bag of splits here, ironbark splits from Natural Smoke, and here's one straight out of the bag. Now this was a bit big for the big pig. Russ from Natural Smoke can cut them down to size that I want, but I didn't actually know what size splits that I needed to run it until basically I've used it. So I just got my own axe out here and basically split these larger logs into 3 smaller ones, and one of those about every 15-20 minutes really seemed to do the trick. So did have to run it a little bit hotter than I wanted, but maybe look at the future in mixing fuel sources, maybe a bit of briquette and wood action, just to get a bit of longer burn time at a lower temperature. But anyway, I'd love to hear people's thoughts if they've used one of these before, how they do it low and slow. Okay, so it's been resting in the esky for a couple of hours, still plenty of juices in there, and as you can see, that's come out very, very pull apart tender. More than happy with that. Beautiful. Okay, time for a quick taste test. Yeah. Wow. The smoke's so subtle. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That'll do, pig. That'll do.